Aloha and mahalo for joining me. I'm Janet and welcome to the Called to Create podcast. I am here to help you ladies unlock your creative potential and use your God-given gifts and start a business. Because you were called to create and you have so much to share, and the world needs your creative gifts to be shared right now, ladies. Let's do this. Okay. And I want to talk about if you've ever had a dream or like even a small desire to start your own business. And I find that a lot of women tend to disregard their dreams or put it aside. Or if you even have like a small thought or feeling inside about wanting to do something with your art or anything creative that just fills you up, like you tend to put that aside. And that's kind of the thing that I want you to think about at the moment is like, are you in that place right now where you're thinking about this wonderful creative juices that you have going on inside, and are you just putting it aside or not thinking about it because you're worried too much about what other people are gonna think or what they're gonna say? And it's interesting because sometimes your family and your loved ones aren't the most supportive, and you would hope that they would be the most supportive, and we would like them to be, but that's not always the case. And what I want to tell you is that keep that dream alive and try to get in a space where you care more about what's inside of you, because you have all of these stirrings inside for a reason, and you're given all these wonderful creative gifts from God that He wants you to use. Because like I always talk about is that these gifts and creative gifts that He's given you is meant to bless your life as well as other people's lives. And so if you keep that creative gift and that dream hidden deep down and you don't use it, there's no way you're going to be able to bless other people's lives and bless your life and see the fruits of that creative gift that you have. And I hear that quite often, that, oh, that's okay, I don't have time. I don't have time to do the kind of creative things that I want to do, or, I'm too busy. I'm so consumed with work, and by the time I get home, I'm so tired. I used to say that too, here and there in the past, even though I've always had my own creative and sewing business for years. Even though I worked a full-time job or a part-time job, I still would have my own business on the side. So after work, like a crazy person, I would go home and sew for other people, and sometimes late into the night and on weekends. But that's one thing I want you to think about is, do you have a dream that you want to bring it alive? Are you stuffing it down? Are you forgetting about it because you're so worried about what other people are gonna say, or you're too busy with work? Now is the greatest time to actually start doing something creative. That's what makes people come alive, is when they do their creative thing that just fills them up. But now is the greatest time to actually start a creative business, because more and more people, have lost their jobs, and more people need the income. So if you can start your own little creative business so that you have income coming in, that will give you a lot more peace of mind, and kind of helps with the stress, especially if you're stressed about money. I want you to think about that. Is it now a good time for you to start your own business? Are you like afraid? Are you lacking confidence? And think seriously about those things, because that's what is going to stop you, from doing anything that you love. Or maybe you're in a job that you really don't like, and you have this desire to do your own thing. Now is a great time. More and more people are selling their art and doing their art and selling it online and selling it to people that they know. And that's what I'm here to help you. I'm here to help women who have creative businesses or who are thinking about starting a creative business, I'm here to support you and to help you to be able to run your business and to be able to make money doing it. You know, I've had my own business now for a really long time. In fact, I was thinking about it last night. I started teaching sewing in 1990. That's like a really long time ago. I had my third child was only like 3 or 4 months old when I started teaching. And I don't teach sewing now anymore, but it's been that long. And so that always filled me up. That always made me feel wonderful. Like when I could use something that I love, which was sewing, I could sew like 7 days a week, you know, all day, all night kind of thing. I don't have the energy for that anymore, but I could do that all the time. So when I was able to have my own business and to start teaching other people either how to use their sewing machine or sewing for them or teaching them how to sew something, that just really filled me up and it made me feel alive and amazing. And I want that for you. I want you to be able to use whatever gifts and whatever makes you come alive when you do it. I want you to be able to do that for yourself. And now, like I said, now is a great time to do that because we need it even more. We need more people who are using their gifts now more than ever in the world. This world is in a crazy place right now. So if you could spread joy and if you could use what you have to bless other people and see the faces, imagine that if you could see somebody's face and how they looked and felt when they bought your product or whatever art that you were making or whatever service that you have. Just imagine, put yourself in someone else's shoes as far as how they would feel. It feels amazing when, you know, someone is interested in what you're doing because it makes you feel like, you know, okay, your efforts are worthwhile, right? You can see the fruits of your labor, so to speak. But do that for yourself. Do that today because it's worth it. That's all I can tell you is it's worth it, but you're not gonna know how much it's worth it until you're actually doing it and using your creative gift and sharing it with other people. It's just something that will make you come alive. And, you know, when you come alive, your whole family will benefit from it too. You know, sometimes life can be stressful and we can get grouchy or irritable, and then we take it out on our family members. And, you know, even though it's not really a nice thing, that just seems to be what happens. But if you can come alive and be in a better place, you know, that is going to benefit you and your family as well as others who are interested in what you have to make. But if you already have a business, I'm here to help you to grow it and to make money. And if you're thinking about starting one, I'm here also to help you to be able to start it and get you on your way. But do that for yourself today. It's worth it. And I know from experience, this is a great time in history. We have amazing technology and we have all the tools that we need to have and run a successful business. And I love tech and I'm here to help you with tech. If that freaks you out, I can guide you with that as well. Again, take this time, you know, today, think about it. Do you have something inside that you want to bring out and share with the world? And don't worry what everybody else is thinking or saying, because at the end of the day, it only matters what you do. It doesn't matter what everybody else does or what everybody else says. And I have a special offer for you where you can sign up for a 45-minute coaching session with me to help you get started with your very own creative business. And it's at a special price of $47 from now until November 16th, 2020. So if you're ready and you want me to help you start, you can send me an email to aloha@janenjohnson.com. That's aloha@janenjohnson.com. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And please share this podcast with anyone who you know would get great value out of listening to it. Or if you know anyone that wants to start a creative business, please send this podcast their way. I would really appreciate that. And I want to invite you to come over and join my Call to Create podcast community in Facebook. And that's where you can connect with other listeners of the show, and I can answer your questions. You can, it's going to be a place for you where you can learn and grow and work together with other wonderful women. And I really want you to be there. Okay, so I'm looking forward to meeting you. So go over to bit.ly/call to create podcast. I'm so looking forward to it. And I want to ask you a favor. If you can please take a minute to rate and review this podcast. And if you're listening to this podcast in the Apple Podcast app, you can rate and review this show right there at the bottom. So as soon as you open my show, you can just scroll down all the way to the bottom and you can rate and review it right there, because reviews are so important and they tell potential listeners and Apple that this show is worth listening to. And I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And have a great day, ladies. Take care of yourself. Aloha.